Okay, mathematicians, on to the next lesson, Desmos 1.3, Reasoning to Find Area. I had to split this up into two different class times, so the first one is just an activity in Desmos with nothing to turn in. So if you go ahead and click into this one, so we start with sharing a bright moment, something that was great that's happening to you for today. So go ahead and type in something there. The next screen is the heart rate for I know how to use different strategies to find the area of a shape on and off a grid. So go ahead and click which one you're at for now. And then we're going to find the area of the rectangle on this one without counting each square. And remember, we learned that to find the area of a rectangle, you multiply the length times the width. And so let's go ahead and count up these squares. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So I'm going to write in the number 4 here. And then across here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to show my thinking. I have 4 times 7 equals 28. So I can also type in here that the length is 4 and width is 7. To find the area of a rectangle, you multiply the length and width. The area of this rectangle is 28 square units. And then you'd click share with the class. And once you share with the class, you'll see some other student responses. On this next one, we're going to recap our discussion. So what is the best definition for the word area? And it's the space that is covering a shape. Or we could say the amount that covers a shape. We can share that with the class as well, and you'll see some other student responses. To find the area of any shape, we can blank and blank to make a shape whose area you know. In our last lesson, we learned that we can decompose the shape and rearrange it to make a shape whose area we know. So in the next few slides, you're going to use that strategy to decompose the shapes and find its area. So we can use our drawing tool to make cut marks on our shape. So if I cut this shape right here with my line, I can decompose it into 2 rectangles. And we know how to find the area of a rectangle by multiplying the length times the width. And so one way I could do this is by multiplying 2 times 3 here. And I get 6. And for this one, we multiply 3, because that's how many units are across the top. And down the side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I know 3 times 6 is 18. And now that I know the area for this rectangle, and I know the area for this rectangle, and I want to know what it is all together, I would add the 6 plus the 18 that I have for the second rectangle, and that equals 24. So now that I have shown you one way on this video, I want you to think of a different way and go ahead and decompose this shape a different way. Come up with a different way to do it, and then move on to the next shape. And again, you're going to decompose these shapes and find the area of the blue region. These are a little more tricky, so you can take triangles and put them together to make rectangles. So if I move this shape right here, so aside from decomposing a shape, you can rearrange them. So if I take this shape and cut it off from right here in this spot, and I move it right here, I now have a rectangle, and I know how to find the area of a rectangle by multiplying the length. I have 2 units tall by the width. I have 4 units across, and so that would make this rectangle 8 units. And again, I can cut this one off here and move it here. And now I have another rectangle right here that is 8 units because this is a 2 and this is 4. So now with cutting these off and moving them, rearranging them to make 2 rectangles, I have a rectangle of 8 plus 8. 2 rectangles, which gives me a total of 16. So now you come up with a different way to rearrange this shape. And that was it for this activity. So on this particular activity, you will need to email me to let me know that you finished so I can check your work in Desmos and give you credit for doing the work. Great job.